You earned your right to be an American. It is fucked up to assume that my mom rode here floating on some wooden crate. She rode here on my dad's sweet white Air Force dick. Like a true Asian American. Sir, you look like an American. You look like you masturbate to Guns and Ammo Weekly. You're such an American. Let me ask you an American question. Let's test your American citizenship. To be an American, would you fuck my dad? He looks like me, but like more walrus. How's that? No? My mom did, okay? She took it in the red, white, and pink for the red, white, and blue. And that deserves her respect, goddammit. I think there is a really weird trend, though, ever since the whole Stop Asian Hate movement started. Hollywood's been doing this thing where they like recast movies just with minorities in it, and they think like that's gonna make it up for us. I don't know what they're thinking. But you can't do that with every movie. You know, like you'll never see an Asian Black Panther. That's just regular Tiger, and nobody wants to see that movie. I would love to see a recast of Marty from Back to the Future, but he's Asian. Because Doc Brown was like, Marty, you can't go back to 1885, Marty. They'll make you work on the railroads, Marty. That's a fun history fact for you guys, all right? There is one Asian movie I also would love to see. An Asian Indiana Jones would be great. Because then it would just be an Asian guy stealing back my grandma's shit. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Rumery's Grandma's Knickknacks. Starring Jackie Chan. And usually people ask me, well, oh yeah, Rumery, what do you do? What do you do for the Asian community that gives you a right to speak on it? I was like, well, I'll have you know, for the last 6 years, I've been raising and influencing a white woman and her son. Some people would say that's called making a family. I call it Operation Slow Invasion, all right? If you guys want to know how the progress is going, my stepson called me dad for the first time last year. That would have been great if I wasn't hammered when he told me, all right? It was Father's Day. It was a really awkward moment. But the progress is going well. He also learned how to use the rice cooker, so he's slightly Asian. I know that. He just uses his finger. It's a trick, all right? But having a kid has changed me. It has made me a better person. He's 13 years old, so I got him refurbished, which was pretty good. You know, there were some kinks in it, but I still love him like he's brand new, you know? And I'm learning something about being a parent to a 13-year-old. Because 13-year-olds are this even blend of curiosity and brilliance. And at the same time, he is the dumbest living thing to call me bruh. You know what I mean? And I know, I've been to Pueblo, so I understand. But I love learning things about him. It's one of my favorite things because part of parenting is teaching and learning. I just learned that my son was into Dungeons and Dragons. That's pretty cool. Yeah, because now I don't have to worry about teenage pregnancy. That's awesome. I asked him, I was like, hey man, you think we can play today? And he was like, I already made you a character, Dad. I was like, where? What am I, like a knight? He goes, no, you're a dwarf. What? Well, you're grounded. How's that fucking sound? Roll a D20 to get out of that one, huh? But he's constantly learning, and it gets scary around this age. Because you want them to learn more, but you don't want them to learn too fast. And one day I got really scared because he came home very excited. I like to match that excitement so he can be excited to learn. And he goes, Dad, guess what? And I was like, what, man, what? He goes, today, I'll learn what clitoris is. Word? Because I know men who are in their 30s who don't know what the clitoris is. And I don't know how to feel. I'm conflicted because you understand, if he learned this in school, that's an education that can help him in the future. But if he learned this from the janitor, big red flag. Very big red flag. So then I asked my son, I was like, hey kiddo, bud, do you think you can show me like a book, like a pamphlet of something that can show me what you learned? And then my son hands me a book of insects. He didn't learn what the clitoris was. He learned what the chrysalis was. You understand how weird that is for a dad? Because at first I'm like, my kid's gonna be a sex god! Oh, he gonna learn about bugs. That's cool. That's cool too. That was his first love. I understand that. All right. But things are good for him in the education system, especially in Colorado, because you guys have a different way of approaching education. Like drugs, for example, is educated on here in Colorado. When I was growing up, we had a program called DARE. All those people left are drug addicts, by the way, right now. Whose genius idea was it to name a program to not get you to do something and called it DARE? Because every kid was like, why don't you dare us to do it? It's dangerous. And we're attitude kids, so we're like, how dangerous is it, motherfucker? Let's do it. Suck it! And now half of us are addicted to fentanyl, so that's DARE. That's the DARE program. And now my kid gets to get educated on this in Colorado. It's a very different lifestyle. First, also, I came from Texas, okay? Which, the only thing more backwards and racist in Texas is like the past. You know what I mean? So the attitude towards drugs is new for me. When I first moved to Colorado, the very first thing I did was smoke weed in public, because that was a dream of mine, all right? I used to smoke weed out of a Pinto, all right? And I used to buy it from a guy named Webby out of a Chevy Caprice. White people, that's a car that comes with a criminal record with the registration. It's a drug dealer's car for sure, all right? And I remember the first time that I smoked weed, I got in public and went, fuck you, Nancy Reagan! Oh, and it felt so good. They don't like that in Denver. I learned that though. And what I did is, some guy came up to me, he was like, hey man, you can't just be smoking that shit out here. I was like, oh, dude, I had no idea, I'm so sorry, and I put it out. And he's like, no, man, you can smoke weed out here. That's just shitty weed. The fuck? So I hit his fake pen and thought, you know, that is the nicest police officer I've ever met. It's so different here. It's so different here, because you guys have dispensaries. And again, I used to buy weed from drug dealers, all right? Now I'm buying weed from like old ladies named Loretta out of like hollowed out Ikeas. I think you sold me weed, ma'am, like a week ago. And it's weird, because look, the old ladies, you think they wouldn't understand weed, but old lady drug dealers have been smoking weed before it's legal. Like, they know their fucking weed, all right? I went in one day and they had a jar on the counter and it was hand-drawn in calligraphy. Aqua Diesel motherfucker. And I was like, well, I've heard of a lot of strains, but I've never had a strain curse at me. So let's figure this out. And I go, and ma'am, excuse me, what is this strain right here? She goes, that is Aqua Diesel motherfucker. I was like, yeah, I can read. You drew a butterfly on the K. I understand, yeah. What is it? And she goes, oh, it's a sativa indica sativa. That's not a thing. Okay, now I'm very intrigued. Now I'm intrigued. What does this do? And she told me, she swears to God, she goes, this weed will make you feel like a fish. Well, I'm a land mammal, so color me intrigued. I'll figure this out. So I bought a little, like you do with an experiment. I bought a little, I bought an ounce. And I can tell you guys, I know scientifically how fish feel. Fish like Taco Bell and PlayStation, y'all. It's fucking wild. It's fucking wild.